Let us now have a look at the power of mind maps for powerful presentations. I'm sure most of you would have given presentations in your life using PowerPoint or some other slide sharing mechanism, right? Now, in order to show you how a mind map can be used as a very powerful presentation tool, I'm going to present to you none other than the inventor of mind maps, Tony Buzan himself. So I will share with you information about Tony Buzan in the form of a presentation. Observe this presentation, observe the mind map and see how it goes. And you will see that mind maps is probably a far better presentation tool than any other tool currently around, right? So this is Tony Buzan. Now let's have a look at what is Tony Buzan, what all is Tony Buzan. To begin with, Tony Buzan is an author. He is an author of a lot of books, 130 plus books. Tony Buzan, his books have been published in more than 150 countries, 30 plus languages and just everywhere. Now that's about him as an author. He is also a poet, especially writes a lot of poetry on the universe. A very, very good poet. I highly recommend you see his poetry. Tony Buzan, apart from being an author, he is a great educator, probably one of the best educators present in the globe today. He is an educator to parents, educator to children, educator to teachers, everybody. Tony Buzan is a great educator. He has taken a class of about 5,000 children at a time in the Royal Hall of UK. He is just a fabulous person when it comes to teaching. Tony Buzan is also a great sportsman. Now sports has two types, physical sports and mental sports. So in terms of physical sports, Tony Buzan is the coach of the rowing team in the UK, rowing team. And this team has won a gold medal at the Olympics under Tony's guidance. He is also a very vivid swimmer. He swims a lot. Tony Buzan is an Aikido Karate black belt. You know what black belt is, right? He is an Aikido Karate black belt. So that's about his physical sports. Let's go to mental sports. And even in mental sports, he is no less. He plays Go. He is an international player of the game Go, G-O. Go is a fantastic, very high intelligence board game, especially played by Japanese, and Tony Buzan is an international player of Go. Let's look at his intelligence. How intelligent is Tony Buzan? Now Tony Buzan, his intelligence quotient is ranked number one across the globe by Mensa. So his creative IQ is ranked number 1, and he has also himself been the editor of Mensa, a great organization on mental IQ. Tony Buzan has also done a lot of research on the human brain, as you will see in the rest of my trainings. Let's talk about how famous is Tony Buzan. Tony Buzan has been across the media, across the globe. He has been presented through newspapers, through video channels, through TV, through radio, everything. He has been probably seen and heard 3 billion times across the globe. Now that's how famous and that's how spread out he is on the media. Tony Buzan is also an advisor. He's an advisor to various governments across the globe and to various multinational companies. He is being called in by Fortune 500 companies and by many big shot companies just to take his advice on how to take things further. I told you he is number 1 in creative IQ. Let's talk about his achievements. Tony Buzan, most important achievement, I think it's very close to his heart, is the invention of mind maps. Exactly what you're seeing here. He is the one who has invented mind maps. Tony Buzan is also a very vivid speed reader. He is the coach of the world record holder Ann Jones in speed reading. Tony Buzan is also the founder of World Memory Championships. For the last 24 years, these championships are happening across the globe and he is the founder. Tony Buzan also runs a charity called the Brain Trust Charity, where they are doing a lot of work to spread awareness for brain literacy. Tony Buzan also has a software company called Think Buzan, and he is the mind behind the MindMaps software, which is one of the most awesome softwares that I have ever seen. I am myself a software engineer. I have created software, I have used software, but I have not seen a software as great as MindMap. I also recommend you to have a look at that software. It will change the way you work and present. So this, everything put together, is what Tony Buzan is. Now think about this. If you were to make a presentation knowing all of this about Tony Buzan, but assuming you did not have this tool with you, how many slides would you make? 5, 10, 15? At least one slide per branch here? If you didn't have MindMaps. Now what happens when you make your PowerPoint slides or other slides? You bore people with slide after slide. While you are on the 6th slide, people have already forgotten the 3rd slide. You are on the 7th slide, people have forgotten the 4th slide. So your presentation is not remembered. People are not able to connect one slide with another. In case of a mind map, everything is here in front of the audience. So one after another a branch comes out. The old branches, in your case the old slides, are still there visually in front of the person. The new branches are coming out and they are able to create associations. They are able to connect pieces of information. That enables a solid recall, a greater recall than anything. That is the power of mind maps when you are presenting something. Instead of Tony Buzan, try to think if this was your product, if this was your service, if this was your concept and you were presenting using a mind map. Will your clients or will your audience like to see this or the boring PowerPoint slides? They will like to see this because this has a lot more colors, lot more pictures, and yet it has a structure to it. This presentation method is far more better than any other presentation method you could have. Your audience will be much more glued to this kind of a presentation, and when you use mind maps for your presentation, audience will be tuned to you. So I recommend use mind maps for presentation.